This is a bit of a sad video for me. There's going to be a lot of kind of sad updates here for channel updates and what's going on in Laos. But right now in Laos, tourism has finally died. There is no way you can be a tourist in Laos anymore. I'll go on to explain all of this in the video and the plans for the channel and where I'm going to be next in the next 6 weeks. So keep watching because it's yeah, it's hot news. Anyway, right now in Laos there are just a handful of tourists left, and what I mean by that is that people that came as travelers for a short-term stay in Laos, they got stuck here because of COVID-19. Oh, I just realized I'm being a bit loud next to this temple, and the temple's being used and they're chanting, so I'll just yes, there's a handful of tourists in Laos, and so far in between the strict lockdowns we've been able to go around and travel. There hasn't been that many cases in Laos, to be honest with you, up until very recently. So for example, the first year we had about 58, less than 60 cases for the first year of COVID, and now we've hit about 20,000 cases. I think maybe even 21,000 recently, but somewhere around 20,000. We're pushing up past 20,000 cases now, and the problem is the community spread. So a few days ago, within the past few days, Vientiane actually had 500 cases of community spread. So most of the cases for most of the time up until recently have been imported cases. So Laos has been able to really easily control the influx of COVID because they're imported. They just go into quarantine, it pretty much ends it. But now there's been an outbreak at a garment factory in Vientiane, the capital, and yeah, there's been a lot of community spread. So like today, for example, I believe it was over 200 cases of community spread in Vientiane, which is just really high numbers for Laos. It's just higher numbers than we've ever really recorded. So yeah, those 500 cases of community spread, that is the highest recorded so far in our whole history of COVID in Laos. And so it's looking not very good, to be honest with you. The government, they're shutting everything down. So Vientiane is in the strictest lockdown that it's ever been in. Most things are shut. It's pretty much just the markets that are open. They even shut like the shops and the supermarkets and things, but the residents weren't so happy with that, so the officials have now opened the supermarkets. But really it's just shops, supermarkets and markets, fresh markets that are now open. Everything else is shut in Vientiane. And Luang Prabang, the infection rates, the community spread is much lower, so it's like kind of like a handful of cases here and there. But I don't know whether we're going to go into a lockdown soon in Luang Prabang. So I've been trying to prepare to leave Laos, and there's some of my favorite spots in Luang Prabang that I've not had a video of yet. I've not made a video because I always thought, oh, I'll go and do that later on. Unfortunately, all these spots are being blocked off and barricaded, even though the authorities aren't telling them to do it. The village chiefs are blocking off, barricading villages, even without any outbreak. So it looks like Luang Prabang is urging towards a lockdown, and if Luang Prabang goes into a lockdown, I can't make any content at all. Last lockdown killed my channel. It cut the channel's growth in half, and I'm still recovering from it now. So yeah, I have to leave Laos. I was planning on leaving Laos within the next 2 months anyway, and it looks like I'm gonna probably leave Laos maybe in the next month. But the main problem I have now of leaving is that, oh, by the way, this is the night market. So the only things that are open here are is the food. But yeah, what was I saying? Why did I cut myself off? Yeah, but the problem is now for me is that I have to fly out of Vientiane, which is the capital. However, anyone that goes into the capital has to quarantine for 2 weeks in a government facility or a government approved hotel, which is quite expensive. In fact, it's very expensive to a budget traveller. It's quite a worry actually. So now I don't know whether to just wait to see if Vientiane will get better in the next 6 weeks. But if Luang Prabang goes into lockdown, it's going to be really bad for the channel, and it's not going to be good for the growth, because I won't be able to make any content. And I know you say, oh, you can make content whilst you're in lockdown, and I tried that last time. Tried to make it interesting, but it still didn't pop. Not, you know, I lost a lot of growth. But anyway, I'm going to be leaving Laos soon. Spoons is leaving in the next couple of weeks. He's leaving Luang Prabang in 2 days. He's going into quarantine, and then he's pretty much flying off back to the UK. So Spoons is leaving. He's leaving Laos. He's left the channel for a bit. I'm basically planning on either solo backpacking Morocco for 3 months or Sri Lanka for 3 months, and then Molly will come in, meet me out after 3 months, and we'll backpack that country, whichever one, together. Now I don't know which one it's going to be. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go to Sri Lanka first, so I could be in Sri Lanka in about a month, solo traveling on my own. Molly will be in the UK, seeing family and things like that, getting some stuff sorted for 3 months, and I'll be on my own backpacking Sri Lanka. Completely different country, completely different experience, but yeah, it should be interesting. But that's pretty much what's going on in Laos at the moment. Luang Prabang is actually, it's really open. It's business as usual pretty much, other than the night market being shut. Yeah, it doesn't feel that different, to be honest with you. It doesn't feel like we're in lockdown, because we're really not in like a strict lockdown here. It's a provincial red zone. But yeah, it feels normal here. You can see that, you know, people are going about their normal daily life. Nothing's cordoned off, apart from, annoyingly, things like the waterfalls, the local waterfalls and things like this. Anyway, I'm going to get some food. This is my favourite food here. Sabaidi. Our sunset. So these are coconut pancakes, and it's really simply cooked on a fire in a skillet, and it's moulded, and these are some of the best pancakes. I think these are the best pancakes in Southeast Asia. They're really, really tasty. So tasty that I'm taking $3 worth. Oh wow. Got a little stash under the banana leaves. But yeah, these just bubble away. It's just it's a coconut pancake, coconut batter, very sweet, really interesting texture, really sort of soft, gooey and spongy. It's really hard to, sort of like a hot blancmange. Thank you. Good job. And yeah, you've got all sorts here. You've got your Laos sausage. You've got really nice big fish here, big tilapia. That sausage smells really good, even if I am vegetarian. All kinds of things here. I don't know what these signs say. Maybe you guys can tell me what's in these. You got chicken feet. You've got really nice whole chicken. All kinds of stuff. You've got a little restaurant. And I think somewhere you can get pho. Yeah, you can get pho. Little pho shop. You get your noodle soup or your khao soi. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to my motorbike and try not to get run over as I cross the road. Wow, look at that. Conclude the video. I can't travel around anywhere to make any content because most of Laos is now shut. It's really hard to get around. The locals, they're not really they don't react very well if you're an outsider coming into a new town and things like this, and that's understandable because of COVID and the community spread right now. So not only is it impossible to go to most places because of lockdowns, it's also kind of irresponsible to go to the rest of the places that you can go to. And even the places in my town, in Luang Prabang here, all the places that I could have made a content or made a video about that's, you know, super interesting, they've all been shut down because they're all part of villages, small little villages, and obviously they get a lot of visitors because, you know, it's a waterfall or something like that, so they've shut out their village. So I can't make any content here now. I've just got to rely off the videos that I've previously taken. So yeah, I'm going to be leaving. I'm probably going to be going to Sri Lanka, which I'm really excited about. Also quite scared about because I'm going to be going solo. I'd appreciate if you also come to Sri Lanka because it's going to be a really awesome time. At least I hope it's going to be an awesome time. I'll still make videos if it's not going to be an awesome time, and I guess that'll make some interesting content. Anyway, subscribe.
How old are these elephants?
Maiman, I think it's 36.
36.
And Mainuans, I think 32.